You are Locked On Dodgers Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Los Angeles on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Yes, indeed. Let's freaking go. That's what I'm talking about. Michael Kopech, the future is now. That's your closer. Suck on 103. Yes. That is what the Dodgers needed. Amen. That guy doesn't close every game from here on out. They're making a very big mistake. 7-6 the final. Dodgers come from behind to get the win. This was fantastic. This is the best game I've watched in a long freaking time. I am fired up. Woo! Just feels so good. Finally, some rally, some aggression, some angst, some anger, fight, come back, win, hold that lead. Closer comes in and slams the door. Good night. Thank you so much. God, even though Joe Kelly makes me nervous, he was good too. I was like, oh no, here comes Joe Kelly. Ah, phew. Been waiting to just kind of release that for the last hour. Welcome to the Locked On Dodgers Postcast on the Locked On Sports LA YouTube channel. I am Pete Fox, covering sports in LA dating back to 2007 for ESPN LA and NBC Sports Radio. You can also listen to us wherever you find your podcasts on the Locked On Dodgers podcast feed. Tonight's episode of the Locked On Dodgers Postcast brought to you by Prize Picks, the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Go to prizepicks.com/LockedOnMLB and use the code, all lowercase, LockedOnMLB for a first deposit match up to $100. 7-6 the final. Dodgers win it. How good did that feel? Are you with me? This was just fantastic. And how about Kevin Kiermeyer? I told you the Dodgers needed to go get Kevin Kiermeyer. What a great acquisition Kevin Kiermeyer's been. He can play defense and hit home runs. And the Padres lost, or they're losing. The Diamondbacks got walked off by the Rays. Oh, it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's a Friday. Yes. So much good. Robo, though, I don't know. Robo was not good. Wasn't terrible. You know, could have been worse. I think it looks worse because of the home run that he gave up to Goldschmidt, which was a terrible swing, terrible pitch. The launch angle was crazy. It should have been a pop fly, but they just kept carrying. The wind totally knocked that one out. So if it wasn't for that, that was a 2-run shot. Robo gives up 2 runs on 3 hits. So that would have been a totally different outing. And the walks felt more impactful than they ended up being. 2 leadoff walks. Only one of them scored. He hasn't been good with the walks lately. Down in Oklahoma City, in his last 2 outings, he walked 10 guys. Whew. That's amazing that he made it back to the big club with that kind of performance. And he's also 6 of the 9 leadoff guys that he has walked in his 5 starts with the Dodgers have come around to score. So walking leadoff guys, we know this is just not good. You can't walk off leadoff guys or walk leadoff guys. It comes back to haunt you. And the Dodgers were not good all in all tonight when it came to the walks. 2 for Robo. Phillips had 1. Kelly had 1. And Grove had 2, which both came around to score because Bonda gave up the 2 hits. So yeah, that's not good. The leadoff walks, we got to clean that up. It's got to be better than it was today. But again, they made it work, and I like it could have been worse. So the fact that they get the win, the come from behind win with a big 6th inning, 5 runs, with 2 outs, that's fantastic. That is just exciting. A really good feeling. Dodgers are the best 2-out team in baseball right now when it comes to offense, scoring runs and whatnot. So that was proven in the 5th inning when they put up those 5 runs, keyed by a Kevin Kiermeyer 3-run job. 415 feet. It came on a 1-1 slider, his 5th of the season, first as a Dodger. And then he had a huge catch in the 6th inning. So, Kevin Kiermeyer, great acquisition. Where's BC? Was it BC or somebody else says that? It's a pretty funny comment here. Yeah, Nando, sorry. Pete likes Kiermeyer more than Ohtani. Today I do. And lately I do. Ohtani's been awful. Come on. Really? He's been terrible. I don't care how much money he makes. I don't care if he's the front runner for the MVP. He's been terrible. Let's call it what it is. Here's the number. His batting average over the last 16 games is 149. And he has 10 hits over that period of time. The reason a lot of you think it's not that bad is because 10 of those hits were, 5 of those 10 hits were home runs. So he's just in a real funk right now. That last at bat was awful. Swinging at pitches way out of the zone, just really pressing. And I still believe when Shohei Ohtani is going well, it looks different than it does when he's not. When I was speaking with Jeff, host of the Locked On Dodgers podcast yesterday, he disagreed with me. But again, we disagree on just about everything. So he was like, doesn't matter what Shohei is, what situation he's in. The swing is the same. I'm like, I disagree. It looks different. When he's going well, it looks much better than when he's not. He's all out. It makes sense, right? If everything was in sync and everything was flowing, he would be hitting the ball. He is a very good hitter. He's an amazing hitter, very strong, very talented. So whatever, his rhythm is out of sync right now, and that makes him look really uncomfortable and awkward at the plate. Just like Gavin Lux, right? I thought Gavin Lux's swing early in the season, when he wasn't going like he's been over the last few weeks, last month for that matter, since the All-Star break to be specific, I still thought it looked pretty good. I think Gavin Lux has a very rhythmic swing, but it has looked much better of late. And that is why he's producing of late, because the swing is in better rhythm. And as many people have pointed out and described it, I think it was Oral who pointed out specifically, it says Gavin Lux is swinging the bat faster, not harder. And it therefore it's more effective and it just looks better. It's more rhythmic. And tonight, again, the home run just so smooth, but obviously the bat speed is up there because he's hitting the ball out of the yard. Maybe he got a little help from the wind tonight too, potentially. But okay, we'll take it, works out, evens out. Goldschmidt gets a home run on a wind-aided pop fly. Maybe to a certain extent, so did Gavin Lux. Although Gavin Lux hit it straight away center field, deepest part of the park there. Only turned out to be 407, and the Dodgers got a lucky break there because the Cardinals center fielder, Scott, nearly caught it. It bounced in and out of his glove, kind of off the heel. So that was a break in their favor. And they also had a break at the plate where Miggy Rojas nearly got thrown out. But I did love the fact that Dino Ebel was wheeling him. Let's go. Send him. Yes. That's what I've been asking for months. Stop being so timid over there. Let's go. Base hit. Wheel him. Come on. You're scoring, buddy. Pick it up, unhitch the trailer. Let's go. And unfortunately, Miggy Rojas couldn't unhitch the trailer, but he scored. The bottom line for me was I liked the aggressive play there from Dino Ebel. That was nice to see. So just a lot of positivity in this game. Some negative stuff that we heard at the start of the game, I'll tell you after the break. As far as guys going on the IL and, just some potential interruption to the pitching rhythm with injuries. I don't know. We'll talk about it after the break. I'm Pete Fox. This is the Locked On Dodgers postcast on the Locked On Sports LA YouTube channel, the place to hang out when every game is done. You can also listen wherever you find your podcasts on the Locked On Dodgers podcast feed. That's where you find Jeff and Vince, doing the Locked On Daily Dodger podcast. You make them your first listen during the week, and you come here right after the game and listen to the postcast for your second listen. We appreciate you everydayers making us your source for your team every day. Tonight's episode of the Locked On Dodgers postcast is brought to you by Liquid IV. When you're taking in America's pastime, don't forget to hydrate. Still hot in many parts of the United States. With Liquid IV's popsicle firecracker flavor, it is a surefire late summer hit. Get hydrated with electrolytes, essential vitamins, and clinically tested nutrients from the #1 powered hydration brand in America, because baseball and summer go together like Liquid IV and indulgent hydration. Blast off with the iconic summer flavor of popsicle firecracker, a festive blend of citrus-fueled lemon, lime, tart, cherry, and raspberry flavors. It's got a little bit of everything in that summer firecracker, popsicle firecracker flavor. It's got citrus, lemon, lime, tart, cherry, and raspberry flavors. That sounds like it would satisfy just about everyone's taste right there. You can find all your favorite flavors on their website. If that doesn't strike a chord with you, they have things like acai berry, just plain old lemon lime, which is a standard, and of course pina colada, which just about everybody loves. No more thirsty summers when you indulge in hydration with Liquid IV. It is powered by Live Hydroscience, an optimized ratio of electrolytes, essential vitamins, and clinically tested nutrients that turn ordinary water into extraordinary hydration. Go to their website, get 20% off your first order of Liquid IV when you use the code MLB at checkout. It's liquidiv.com, and the code is MLB at checkout. That's 20% off your first order when you shop Better Hydration today using the promo code MLB at liquidiv.com. So the Dodgers come from behind. They were down 4-2 at one point. Come from behind with a big sixth inning, posting five runs with 2 outs to win the game 7-6. So the bullpen came in and took care of business. Kevin Kiermeyer, the game changer, a 3-run home run to right field, 415 feet, scoring Will Smith and Miggy Rojas. But we started the game learning that Tyler Glasnow has elbow tendonitis. Woo! Anytime you're talking about a pitcher's elbow, I don't care what it is. If he scraped it walking around a corner on a door, anytime something is going on with a pitcher's elbow, it is scary. Of course, everyone is telling us, don't worry. It's not a big deal. It's tendonitis. It's rest. It's precautionary. They've talked many times this season about being concerned about Tyler Glasnow's innings, his usage rate. And I feel anytime I hear something like this, that they're just trying to manage that and keep him healthy for the postseason, because he's been pitching pretty good his last few outings. So they're saying 10 days, and not to worry. Bobby Miller's coming back and he's better. All right. He's figured it out. He's feeling much better. And, that is going to fill the spot there, so don't worry. Also, we heard today from David Vassegh, and as much as I love Steven Nelson, I think he's very good. There are times when the initials of a dude just don't work. And David Vassegh, who is DV, to me, it's not a good initial. You don't initial David Vassegh, right? DV, it sounds like DB. And he even says it like it's DB. Like that's like me. I'm not a good initial guy. You don't PF me. Like that's no good, right? So I as much as I like him, I think he's a very good announcer. I also don't like it when he says 3-2 has filled up the count. Nobody says filled up the count. The count is full. It's not filled up. That just annoys the crap out of me. Other than that, I think he's good. I've gotten over the rooting. I think it's not that big of a deal. Most of you think it's okay and it's cool and you appreciate it. I know it's kind of old school. Most old school guys, Vince Scully, all of these old time announcers, Jack Buck, they don't root for the home team, right? They call the game. But nowadays, the younger announcers, they say, come on, here we go. Let's go. Let's keep the rally going. Let's get a base hit here. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to root. You're just not. But It's the Dodgers network, and I get it. It's fine. I'm kind of over it because he does it all the time. So you can't really be too critical of that. But some of the other things he says that are just bizarre. Like the count is filled up. It's like, what? I know it's the same thing. It's just a different form of the same word, full, but it just sounds weird. So Nando, not a fan. Oh, Nando. What else? Nando's on a roll tonight. Rocky's about to come back and win the division. So anyway, where was I? I got lost there. Oh, Glass now out. Bobby Miller coming back. David Vassay, who did a fantastic job tonight as the dugout reporter, let us know that on Tuesday, Max Muncy, that funky Muncy, will be activated and back in the lineup. So that makes you wonder who's going down. Who they got? They got to get rid of two guys because they're bringing up some guy that they traded for. And one of the guys that kind of slipped under the radar for me with regard to his acquisition hasn't played yet since the trade deadline, but they're trying to activate him on Monday and then activate Muncy on Tuesday. So, like, as I look up and down the roster, it's got to be a pitcher, right? You're not getting rid of Barnes as the backup catcher. Here are the infielders: Mookie Betts, even though he's now playing the outfield, Freddie Freeman, Kike, Gavin Lux, and Miggy Rojas. The last name on that list, Nick Ahmed. You need three shortstops? I don't think you do. So Nick Ahmed could be out of work on Tuesday. And when you look up and down the pitching rotation, the only name that really stands out as somebody that hasn't been effective is Walker Buehler. So maybe Walker Buehler is going to be optioned or sent down or whatever, because, or maybe Robo. They probably, because they activated Robo today because Glass now went on the IL. So maybe he goes back to Oklahoma City to work out the kinks that happened today. I mean, again, he was okay, but he wasn't great. So that's, that could be two. It could be, probably will be Robleski and Ahmed. I'd have to assume, because you're bringing back an infielder. You're not going to get rid of anybody in the outfield because you only got four of them: Pajes, Kiermeyer, Hayward, Hernandez. Maybe Hayward, and I doubt it, but it could be possible. He's been struggling a little bit of late. Some of you think that Michael Grove should be sent somewhere else. I think he's still trying to find his groove. Tonight was not good for Michael Grove. I will give you that. Let's do the Diamond Dogs list. Top 5 hits of the night. Number 5, Gavin Lux, a first pitch homer to deep center field. Came in the second inning and made it 1-0. His 8th of the season, but more importantly, his 5th in his last 25 games. They said 407 feet. Again, it bounced off the center fielder's glove, Scott, and was nearly caught, which would have been a fantastic heroic play, but it wasn't to be. It worked out for the Dodgers. Nando, Andy Pajes does not make that catch. Oh, the Kiermeyer catch. Yeah, no doubt. You're right. Absolutely. That was a great catch. Kiermeyer is fantastic. I never doubted his defense. I understood that they probably got him for defense, but his offense was really lacking early on, but he's come around of late and has been red hot, so I'm on board. I'm in on Kevin Kiermeyer, number 93, KK. There's a guy right there. Perfect initials. KK. Beautiful. That doesn't seem weird to call him by his initials. Number 4, Miggy Rojas, a double to left in the second. It hit it on a slider. He's got an 8-game hitting streak going, and it was just a really nice piece of hitting. No, wait, that was his next base hit. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead. For number 3, Kevin Kiermeyer, his first hit of the night, an RBI single. In the second, it scored Rojas, and that's when Dino Ebel scored Rojas, and, wound him around third base, and he did score, but it was just a lucky bounce that the catcher, Pajes, the other Pajes, didn't make the catch and tag Rojas out because he would have been out by a body length. As for number 2, Mookie Betts, a home run to lead off the 6th, his 12th of the year. It made it 4-3. At that point, Dodgers were down 2. It made it a 1-run ball game. And then shortly thereafter, Miggy Rojas, an RBI single, ties the game at 4. It was a really nice piece of hitting not trying to do too much, head down, swinging the bat down through the ball. There was literally no launch angle. It's like put the ball in play and get a base hit and knock in this run. And Oral pointed out that he had very loose sort of batting practice hands. But yeah, it was just a really nice piece of short to the ball, quick hands, make contact, get a base hit, and go about your business. So I really liked seeing that. And of course, the biggest hit of the night, the game-changing hit from Kevin Kiermeyer, the 3-run home run in the sixth, 415 feet. It's a 1-1 slider, his fifth of the year, first as a Dodger. And then he had that huge catch in the sixth inning. Again, the Dodgers with the best 2-out offense in the league. And after the break, I'm going to tell you something else that the Dodgers are much better at, statistically speaking. This is what happens when I talk to Jeff from Locked On Dodgers. I start digging into the numbers more, and I look at what's really happening, statistically speaking. One of the major things that Jeff and I disagree on is statistics versus emotion versus feeling. What I'm seeing, what I'm watching, what I think should happen based on my feelings and emotion. He's like, I don't give a damn about that. I want to talk about what are the statistical advantages that I have right here. So that's a big thing that we disagree on. But I have commented on something the Dodgers have been doing of late, or not doing rather, and I'm a little off on with regard to where they sit in the league, statistically speaking. And I'll tell you what that is after the break. It's the Locked On Dodgers postcast on the Locked On Sports LA YouTube channel. A 7-6 come from behind win for the boys in blue, beating the Cardinals at Busch in St. Louis. Great crowd there tonight. St. Louis is an awesome place to watch baseball. I've never been to Busch. If I have, I was a little kid. I've been in the Arch. I have this really dumb picture of me when I'm a kid, because you can go up in the Arch and there's windows looking down, and I'm like 10, and you can see the baseball stadium from the Arch, and I'm standing in front of the window like I'm in the batter's box. It looks just so stupid because you can't see the stadium from the picture. You can only see me standing there in front of the window. Anyway, I don't know if we went to a game or not. I don't think we did. So it would have been the old Busch anyway, but I do want to go there. It's one of the great baseball cities in America. And tonight they all left sad. 7-6 Dodgers win it. That's win number 72 for them. We'll take a final break and come back, and I'll tell you something that is better than we expected for the Dodgers. Tonight's episode of the Locked On Dodgers postcast is brought to you by our friends at Prize Picks. You know, I love Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app with over 3 million members. Tonight, I went below on Shohei Ohtani's total bases because I know that he is struggling, batting under 150 for the last 16 games. Easy peasy win right there. I don't remember what I paired it with, but I definitely won, a few bucks, not a big deal. They are the easiest and most exciting way to play DFS. It's just you against the numbers. You pick more or less on 2 to 6 players and their stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. It is Demons and Goblins time on Prize Picks. You can now win up to 100 times your money with as little as 4 correct picks if you go with 4 Demons, because they pay more. So, a $10 bet on 4 Demons, if you hit it, can win you $1,000. So that's a lot. That's fun. And it's the odds are very high, but if you hit it, you're going to be playing on house money for quite a while. You can also get your bet back on Friday, your entry fee if you lose. Another promotion is they lower the stat projections on Tuesday. One of the things I love about Prize Picks is the quick deposits and easy withdrawals. My initial deposit was really painless and hassle-free, and I got that 100% bonus up to $100. You use the code prizepicks.com/lockedonmlb. That's prizepicks.com/lockedonmlb and get a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Dodgers improved to 72-51, 34-29 on the road with a come from behind 7-6 win. And when they were down 4-2, I was like, because they were up 2-0. They led this game early. And then that home run to Goldschmidt tied the game at 2. And then, of course, another home run and that Pajes home run from the Cardinals catcher, 462 feet. It's the longest home run hit in St. Louis at Busch Stadium in like forever. I don't know. They said I think the longest or the second longest in the StatCast era, which is 9 years old, but it was just an absolute bomb and it just kept carrying. And that made it 4-2. And I was like, here we go again. We're going to lose because there's no comeback in the Dodgers. That's why I'm so excited about tonight's game, because they came back and then they held the lead. That was fantastic. So I went and looked up how many times the Dodgers have come from behind to win, just at any point in time during the game. I know you can break it down by inning, but I just looked up how many times have they come from behind to win, and it's 29. And that's good for number 9 in the league. Make it 30 with tonight's win. I thought that number would be way less. I thought they would be way farther down that list. Not surprisingly, the White Sox are last. But that number we've thrown out about the ability for the Dodgers to come back when trailing after 8. They've done that like 3 or 4 times. And even that number, it's like 3-41 or something, which sounds atrocious. But when you break it down and you look at the best teams in the league with their wins in the 9th or wins after 8, right? 4 is pretty decent. It's not as terrible as it sounds. They're like the best team, I think, it's the Cleveland Guardians. They have like 6 wins after 8 innings or in the 9th. So the Dodgers' ability to come back is there. I would like it to be better, more apparent. I think part of the reason that's frustrating for us is that they come back and then they blow the lead, right? Because the pitching staff, the bullpen will give it up. So coming back and then holding the lead, there's, a lot of moving parts, and both people have to pull on the rope, the offense and the defense. And tonight that happened, and that was fantastic to see. As for some of the negatives, again, Robo didn't have a lot of action on his ball. The 3 strikeouts came on a fastball, and a slider. Now his fastball is like his main go-to pitch, like 48 to 50% of his pitches are fastballs, but the leadoff walks ended up only being 2. One of them came around to score. The second homer he gave up came on a slider that just didn't break right over the plate. The first home run, a fastball up, that was the wind-aided home run to Goldschmidt. But the slider / curveball just wasn't doing a whole lot. There was a really bad 0-2 pitch in the 4th to Donovan. It was a curve over the plate that just was like, hanging and banging kind of a thing. Big, easy cheese, right? And then the home run to Pajas, also cheese. Just here you go. Have fun. See you later. I mean, it was just batting practice type of stuff. Like there wasn't a lot of action. There wasn't a lot of velocity. Nothing about it was good, which is a little surprising. I felt like he had one of the things I liked about him in his first 4 outings was he could bring the heat with the fastball in the high 90s, but then the off-speed pitch was there as well. Not tonight. That's fine. He's a young guy and he's working through some stuff, trying to figure it out, get his sea legs and whatnot. And I'm sure he will, because he's a very good pitcher. But as for, the highlight pitching performance of the night for me, Michael Kopech, 103 miles an hour, and the batter made contact. Holy hell. That is gas. 103 miles an hour. And then, he threw, I think it was a slider. It might've been a curveball at 89. Like, can you imagine facing 100 plus and then you get 89? Oh man, that's got to get you swinging out of your shoelaces. Or you see 89 and then here comes 100 right down Main Street. That was pure power and beautiful to see. I loved every one of his 13 pitches. Fan-freaking-tastic. So here we go. Down the stretch. Dodgers win. Back on track. Hopefully they can sweep this series. I think they really need it. Diamondbacks, of course, lost. Let's see what the Padres are doing as we get ready for tomorrow's game. I believe it's Bobby Miller going. Let's see where the Padres are right now. Yeah, the Padres lost. Hip Padres fall to the Rockies. That's what Nando was talking about. And then, of course, earlier, the Rays walked off the Diamondbacks. So that is a full game advantage in the West for the Dodgers, back to a 3-game lead. I will not be here on the postcast tomorrow. I know. I'm sorry. Don't cry. Have to cover the Chargers and get beat up by the hardcore football fans that know or think they know everything about football and are going to complain and argue with everything I say. So that's what I'm in for tomorrow night as the Chargers take on the Rams at SoFi, and that's what I'll be doing. So if you are a football fan, feel free to join me there on the postcast. I know Craig will be there because he's a Rams fan, so he'll be chiming in about the Rams and the Chargers in their second practice game of the year. So I apologize that I won't be here doing the postcast, but they're happening basically at the same time. But I will be back on Sunday for the finale, which starts at 11. So I will see you right after that. Thanks for joining me here tonight. I hope you enjoyed this game as much as I did, and we will keep our fingers crossed that the Dodgers keep it rolling. You can, of course, download us on the Locked On Dodgers podcast feed. That's where Jeff and Vince do the daily podcast, and we thank you for watching on the Locked On Sports LA YouTube channel, the place to hang out when every game is done. Have a good night. We will talk again on Sunday after that 11 o'clock start. Enjoy your weekend.